When humans patrolled the stars, even the strongest alien fleets hesitated. Commander Zixthral of the Vorthon Empire adjusted his crystalline carapace as he studied the tactical display floating before him. His fleet of 300 warships hung motionless in the void of the Kepler sector, each vessel bristling with plasma cannons and quantum torpedoes. The combined firepower could reduce a small moon to cosmic dust within minutes, yet he hesitated. "Sir," his tactical officer chittered nervously, "our scouts confirm only a single human patrol ship in the system. The cargo freighters are defenseless. We could take them easily." Zixthral's mandibles clicked in what humans might recognize as bitter laughter. "A single patrol ship." The officer spoke as if numbers told the whole story, as if the mathematics of warfare were that simple when humans were involved. "Tell me, Sub-Commander Kresh," Zixthral said, his voice carrying the weight of hard-earned wisdom. "What do you know of the Battle of Proxima Station?" The younger Vorthon's bioluminescent patches flickered uncertainly. "Ancient history, sir. A human victory during the early expansion wars." Ancient history. Zixthral turned from the display to face his subordinate. 15 cycles ago, the combined fleets of 4 empires, Vorthon, Kalari, Zheng, and Mistral, converged on Proxima Station. 12,000 ships against a human outpost defended by 30 vessels. The bridge fell silent except for the gentle hum of life support systems. The humans had been cut off for 6 months. No reinforcements, no supplies, no hope of rescue. Logic dictated surrender. Any rational species would have negotiated terms. Zixthral's eyes gleamed with remembered terror. Instead, they sent a single message across all frequencies. "Come and take it." Sub-Commander Kresh shifted uncomfortably. "But sir, the mathematics said we should have won in minutes," Zixthral interrupted. What the mathematics didn't account for was human stubbornness. They turned their cargo haulers into missile boats. They rigged their mining charges as proximity bombs. When their shields failed, they rammed our dreadnoughts with their corvettes. The tactical display showed the single human patrol vessel maintaining its steady course, seemingly oblivious to the massive fleet watching it. "The humans held for 18 hours, Zixthral continued. 18 hours of the most vicious fighting the galaxy had ever seen. When their station finally fell, we had lost over half our fleet. The humans? They lost everything, but they took 4,000 of our ships with them." He paused, letting the significance of those numbers sink in. The surviving human crew, all 12 of them, were found on the bridge of their command center, still firing manual plasma rifles at our boarding parties, even as the air burned around them. When we finally overwhelmed them, their captain's last words were, "Tell them we held." Sub-Commander Kresh's bioluminescent patches had dimmed to barely visible specks. "But sir, that was different. They were defending their home." Zixthral gestured toward the patrol ship on the display. "You think location matters to them?" 3 cycles after Proxima, I watched a single human medical frigate fight off a Zheng raiding party twice its size. They weren't defending territory. They were protecting a refugee convoy from a species they'd never encountered before. The commander moved to the main viewport, staring out at the scattered merchant vessels going about their business in the asteroid mining field. "Humans don't fight like us, Kresh. We fight for resources, territory, breeding rights, logical reasons. Humans fight for ideas, they fight for strangers. They fight because they've decided something is worth fighting for." "So what do we do, sir?" another officer asked from the navigation station. Zixthral was quiet for a long moment. "The human patrol ship, designation UES Defiant according to their sensors, continued its methodical sweep of the system. Its weapons weren't even powered up. Just a routine patrol in what should have been empty space. "We withdraw," he said finally. The bridge erupted in shocked chittering and bioluminescent flashing. Sub-Commander Kresh stepped forward. "Sir, with respect, we outnumber them 300 to 1. Our fleet represents the combined might of Our fleet represents 300 ships and 30,000 crew members with families waiting for them to return home." Zixthral cut him off. "That human ship represents 150 beings who have already decided they would rather die than let us pass." He turned back to face his officers. I've seen what humans do when they're outnumbered. I've seen what they accomplish, when they decide the cause is worth dying for. And I've seen what they do to the survivors of forces that underestimated them. The tactical officer's voice was barely above a whisper. The Kalari hegemony. Every being on the bridge knew that name. The once mighty Kalari Empire, reduced to a handful of refugee worlds after they had made the mistake of targeting human colony ships. The humans hadn't just defeated them, they had pursued the Kalari fleets across half the galaxy, dismantling their empire piece by piece until nothing remained but broken worlds and bitter memories. Exactly, Zixthrel said. The Kalari learned too late that when you threaten what humans protect, they don't just defend, they hunt. And they never stop hunting. He moved back to the command station. Navigation, plot a course for the outer rim. We'll find easier prey elsewhere. But Commander, Kresh protested one final time, it's just one ship. Zixthral's mandibles clicked again, but there was no humor in the sound this time. Sub-Commander, in all my cycles of service, I've learned one universal truth. It's never just one ship when humans are involved. Behind that patrol vessel stands the entire human fleet. Behind that fleet stands their colonial defense network. Behind that network stands every human who ever lived and decided that backing down wasn't an option. The great fleet began to turn, massive engines igniting in sequence as hundreds of warships changed course. On the long-range sensors, the UES, Defiant maintained its patrol route, its crew probably unaware that they had just faced down the largest battle fleet assembled in the sector in decades. As the Vorthon fleet jumped to hyperspace, Commander Zixthral allowed himself one last look at the human patrol ship growing smaller in the distance. Somewhere on that vessel, a human captain was probably filing a routine patrol report, never knowing that their mere presence had prevented a massacre. And that, Zixthral reflected, was perhaps the most terrifying thing about humans of all. They didn't need to know they were outnumbered to be dangerous. They just needed to decide that something was worth protecting. In the vast emptiness of space, the UES Defiant continued its patrol, and the stars themselves seemed to acknowledge what every alien empire had learned through hard experience. When humans patrolled the stars, even the strongest fleets hesitated, because sometimes one ship was enough.